everybody, and welcome to the council. I am that crypto chick, and I'm joined with fellow council members, the Block Magi and Crypto Insider X. Today's episode is a bit of a special one because we are going to give you our top picks for ICOs in the month of May. As you can see by our council spreadsheet, we do a lot of reviews and we research a lot of these projects, but we have come up between the three of us with the three we really like. At number 3 is EdenChain. As you guys know, we did an interview with Kango Kim. A lot of great things about this project. It's getting a lot of hype right now. I think Ian Bellina just talked about it the other day, so a lot of chatter online about the project. Block Magi, I personally love the team behind this project. I think they've got so much experience, and for me, that makes me feel comfortable knowing that they have such a grand plan with this project. Why do you rate this as one of your favorites?
Yeah, I'm in with that. I think they have a grand plan, but they have experience to actually carry it out. I think they have a project which is necessary. They're looking at things like scalability, utilizing interoperability plans, using a different way of using the science to actually connect blockchain, on-chain functionality to off-chain current functionality for businesses. And so, yeah, it's a great project, and going through the actual science behind it, the way in which they use things like Merkle trees and new way of using namespace technology in a parallel fashion to be able to have multiple computations going through at once. It's very, very exciting, very new, very refreshing, and it's actually, in many aspects, they use technology that's already out there. And it's kind of like simple solutions, but used in the right way.
Yeah, I think that's what I really like about it. It's actually simple solutions. And I know we've had conversations around, projects that sometimes have the most simplest solutions are the ones that are the most successful. Crypto Insider X, why don't you give us your thoughts? Why do you think this is in your top 3?
Yeah, so looking back at the our top 10 ICOs that we have on our spreadsheet, it does come in at number 6 with a nice rating of 82%. And a lot of this, let me just quickly say, when I'm looking at these monthly, top 3 picks, and we're all selecting together, Block Magi looks at one aspect, and I kind of look at it. He looks from the science side, and I definitely appreciate and recognize the importance of the actual technology in all of these products and all these projects. I focus more on kind of like if I was an investor, if I was going to put my funds into various accounts, into various, projects and ICOs or whatnot, what ones do I think have the greatest potential of a nice return from my investment? And, EdenChain, in addition to having a great team, they have and a great product. They have really good metrics and a lot of hype behind it. And when this eventually hits the market, I believe that based on the token metrics and the hype, and people like Ian Bellina, whether you like him or what he's doing or not, the end of the day is when somebody who's popular in this or infamous, if you want to say, in this crypto sphere, when they say things like, I'm behind this product, or I'm behind this project, or I believe in this, or I support it, or whatever the situation is, it does come with hordes of people who are basically following. And for those who get in early, that's great. And for the long term of a project that's legitimate, that's also a great thing. You only have to worry about, certain types of cosigns. You only have to worry about it if the product or the project itself is not legit. And with EdenChain, their teams and their partnerships, and you can check our video that we did, our review of EdenChain. But there's a lot of deserved hype with EdenChain, and I'm looking forward to it, and that's why I've picked it as number 3 along with you guys.
So at number 2, a project that we're hoping to do a video on soon is called Sentinel Protocol. Solving a serious issue. Everybody knows that security is so important and something that is needed in blockchain. Block Magi, this came in as our number 2 for May. Why do you like this project?
I think Sentinel protocol is unique in the space at the moment. There's no other blockchain project which is trying to achieve what this is trying to do. And it's using once again, using the best elements of blockchain technology. And so you've got the whole transparency aspect, but you've got using like a collective intelligence to actually solve a problem. And the problem that they're going for is something massive within our space at the moment. There are various hacks that we've all been aware of in blockchains, from people's accounts being hacked to exchanges being hacked. And this is using collective intelligence to actually fight against popular hacking techniques, be they things like phishing, phishing hacks where people enter an incorrect website because they've been phished to their website, which isn't the actual one, and their information is stolen. And then from that information being stolen, money's taken from their accounts. But what they're looking at is they're saying, like, look, blockchain as a whole is a system that shares all the information quite transparently. And so if we can use our careful analysis, we can track down any illegal use of cryptocurrencies. And so it's another one of those things where you think, oh, right, well, actually, this is quite simple, because the basis of crypto are to deal with the fact that you're transparent, and you can have privacy, but you have transparency through every move within a currency can be seen by anyone who wants to. Yeah, and we can actually use that technology to fight against these people who are hacking. So the idea is you have lots of people who act as sentinels, yeah, and each sentinel for their work, for their collective intelligence work in a fight against a hacking technique, they'll be paid. They'll be paid in sentinel tokens. So I'm a big fan of this. It's something that's needed in the space, and I think it'll do very well.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's definitely something that's needed in the crypto space, and I think it'll help to create mass adoption. Having anything like this that protects you. Obviously, everybody wants to be protected. Crypto Insider X, give us your take on your thoughts on why this is one of our top picks for May.
Yeah, so number 2, Sentinel Protocol, currently number 3 on our top 10 on the spreadsheet. Really, you got to have a strong advisory team for me to really focus on that. Out of everything they have, they've got a great team. They've got nice numbers, but I mean, their advisory team is outstanding. So for those who aren't aware of various investors and whatnot, one of the things I like to do when I'm looking at ICOs is I want to see who invested, because there are certain groups where I say, oh, they invested? Ooh, this is a serious one. And one of those, I think maybe number 1 or 2, I can jump back and forth, but Hashed is on that list for sure. Whenever I see Hashed has invested, I say, okay, we got something serious going on over here. And one of their advisors is Simon Kim, who is the CEO of Hashed, which is huge. They've got J.H. Kim, who's a foundation counsel at ICON. Another investment group, which is X Squared, XSQ. They have the CEO of XSQ, and that's huge again. They've got the executive advisor at Kyber Network. So I mean, I think this is the highest rated advisor team that we have on our sheet right now, on our spreadsheet, and for good reason. And I mean, when you look at their advisors, when you look at their investors, obviously investors at this level, when you're talking about people who are putting a good amount of money into various accounts and into various projects and ICOs, when you see smart money going in one direction, it's never a bad idea to investigate further. So Sentinel Protocol, in addition to having a great team and some solid token metrics and whatnot, what really sticks out to me for Sentinel Protocol is the advisory team and the investors. So I think when this eventually hits the market, I see having some very good success.
Yeah, definitely good points. I mean, we behind any great project has to be a great team and a group of advisors. So that's of paramount importance, especially for a project that's looking to really change, protect and protect the industry, which is so important. Our number one. I know Crypto Insider X. You've been talking about NEX for a while. You're a big fan of it. I didn't get into the lottery to participate in the token sale, unfortunately. But let's go to you first. Why do you think why is this your number one pick?
Yeah, so I mean, I'm big on decentralized exchanges in general, especially ones with a great team behind them and a lot of promise and action. So Switch.io. So I got into Switch.io. I put funds into that. I'm currently holding my Switch.io. I'm very happy about that. NEX was looking to be the first decentralized exchange for Net5 tokens, Neo tokens, etc. And I think the biggest thing. Oh shoot! What's happening?
Turn that off. Turn that off.
Who's timing me? All right, my time's up. All right. Anyway, I think the biggest thing for me is, in addition to the fact that they have a lot of people behind them, various people in the Neo Council and whatnot, they've just created a certain level of not scarcity, but like the ability to get into NEX literally comes down to a lottery. Like everybody wants in. I know people who have signed up with, they had to try and get accounts of that. I know people who made 20 different accounts. I don't know if that's illegal. Don't ask me. If you do, I was joking. That was a lie. But I've heard of people that made like 20 accounts just to try and get as many as they can so that they can get their allocation in. And they've made it so that, the most any individual can put, I believe, is $1,000. So even if you were to get in, you could only put 1,000 in. They've got a low hard cap. And then it came down to a lottery where it's just like, okay, you're in, you're a winner. Everybody, you're a winner. You're a loser. Sorry, me. I've never had to say this much often in my life, but I'm a loser in this situation.
Me too.
So I'm not in right now. But as soon as it hits the markets, I'm gonna cross my fingers and I'm just gonna say, I hope that everybody else is sleeping so I can get as much as I can when this hits. And this is one of those where it's just a guaranteed 10x or something like that. Again, this is not financial advice, so don't get mad at me. No, but it's huge. And I mean, I probably should be fudding it and not trying to help people get interested in it if there are people who aren't aware of it. But yeah, NEX is definitely number one.
Well, and I mean, I look at our spreadsheet, 88.59%. I mean, that speaks volumes. Block Magi, why is this number one?
With NEX, there's such a variety of reasons why it's so far up there. As Crypto Insider X has mentioned, they've got a great team, a great advisory board. I mean, when I look at even those statistics, this is formed from the core team from the City of Zion Foundation. Now, people need to just do their own research and look into those people, because those guys are the guys who are actually behind the formation on many aspects of Neo as a platform. You've got the CEO of Neo actually on the advisory board as well. So they've been working in tangent with them. NEX is beyond, people look at it and think, oh, decentralized exchanges and how good they are. And yes, they are good. But this offers so many more features as a DEX. Most DEXs will, trade their coins. You log in, you put your details there, and your coins are up there for you to trade. This offers some other features that DEXs aren't actually doing. One of the biggest areas is that they've built an engine where they've got a payment service that's going to allow Neo smart contracts to interact with assets from other blockchains. And so this is going to give users an opportunity to transact across chain on an exchange. I don't know of a DEX that allows that functionality. Yeah. And one of the big features with these guys as well is that what they're trying to do is actually combine the best features of centralized exchanges with the best features of decentralized exchanges. Now, one of the issues that we've always had with decentralized exchanges has been speed of transfer, where centralized exchanges can manage to overcome this because of their very nature. And so what NEX is trying to do is that they're going to use a centralized high-performance matching-like engine within the platform, which will therefore allow complex trades to be handled actually off-chain. So by doing that, they can scale these trades up and still have high performance. So once orders are matched, they'll be like committed on-chain as per normal, but there'll be no security lags within that because it's all contained within their platform. So they've got high performance hardware, high security, and speed of transfer, and also being able to transfer across different assets. So these are the things for me that make the platform one to watch, and definitely one for people to get interested in.
All right, that's our number one. Just to recap, EdenChain was our number 3 for the month of May, Sentinel Protocol number 2, and NEX number 1. And of course, we have some honorable mentions. For me personally, I really like the One Ledger project. I really enjoyed our interview with David Cow. I think targeting big business is the future, and interoperability is so important. If you want to see our interview and our review of One Ledger, check out our video on our YouTube channel. Block Magi, what do you pick as your honorable mention?
I think an honorable mention needs to go to Quarkchain. I think Quarkchain, being a blockchain that's utilizing the sharding technology to provide like a high capacity peer-to-peer transactional system. I think Quarkchain's big aim is to try to satisfy that trade-off between the 3 main pillars of blockchain: decentralization, security, and also solve that scalability issue. So Quarkchain is my pick.
Crypto Insider X?
Yeah, my honorable mention goes to Metronome. It's a currency. It's supposed to be they say the Metronome is the world's first cross-blockchain cryptocurrency. A really good team. It's got like the actual token metrics are amazing. Only 10 million tokens, 80% available for token sale. And I believe it would probably have made our top 3. The only downside to it was that there was the descending price auction. But other than that, ton of hype, great team. Everything is like really bright for Metronome. Just, we'll see what happens with the really interesting way of doing this auction with the price and whatnot. But yeah, Metronome definitely is one I would choose.
Well, there you have it, our top 3 for the month of May with some honorable mentions in there. We should probably mention that Quarkchain probably would have made our top 3. We just weren't sure if the token sale was going to happen in May, so we had it as our honorable mention. Remember, everybody, do your own research. This is not financial advice. These are just our thoughts and opinions on projects we like. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you next time.